Responders are on the front line for any emergency during this pandemic, and of course they are at a greater risk because of that of getting the virus. Our Mark Becker is live tonight in Uptown, and like any other group, Mark, they also have a safety plan in place because they could be dealing with someone and have to go to someone who has this.
Yeah, these are very real concerns, right? And police stressed again today they're not going to stop answering calls, emergency or non-emergency, as long as they figure out a way to handle them safely. And the same goes for paramedics and firefighters who are right out there on the front lines with them. In fact, it's often firefighters who get to a crime scene or an accident scene first, followed by paramedics, and then the police officers all showing up at the same time. They have to figure out how to handle those situations appropriately. Social distancing, as we've come to call it, certainly isn't an option. If they do come in contact with coronavirus, it could easily spread from them to coworkers. Most firefighters spend 24 hours together in a fire station and have close personal contact. Police officers routinely work side by side and have large meetings with officers on their shifts. And this afternoon, Deputy Chief Jeff Estes said they've spoken with officers about safety protocol out in the field and at the same time realized the possibility of infection is real.
If we should get a suspected case, that reverts back to our public health officials to investigate and determine a course of action, who gets quarantined, who doesn't, and we would look to their medical advice and professional guidance and from the investigation as to what our course of action would be.
And Chief Estes says in the eventuality that someone here does test positive, they would have to go back and wipe down all of the work areas where he or she was and certainly talk with their fellow officers and coworkers as well. Now, so far that has not happened, and that has not happened, we're told, with either paramedics or with firefighters here in Charlotte.
You know, yeah, here at Channel 9, we're all trying to spread out and keep that distance. And I know right behind you at headquarters there and every other police department, of course, there are more than just officers. There are different staff members. Have you talked to any officers about just what are they saying about headquarters behind you? Have they kind of spread out in there?
Yeah, we talked to some officers. I mean, they're trying to keep the same distance we are. You can see it here at the police department as well. I mean, it's just a practical reality. But when they come into a situation, and we saw one here earlier today where they had to basically take someone into custody, there's no way around it. You got to get up close. You got to get personal and physical.
Absolutely. Mark Becker live tonight. Thank you, Mark.